going to start on Netflix with a new documentary called Louis Theroux, Inside the Manosphere. And here's a clip.
What would you say is the message?
I coach boys how to make money,
Wow, this is a nice spot.
how to be outside the system, how to be proper guys.
Shut up or nutter.
Would you see me that way? Did you look at my arms?
The stature's not saying too much.
I was entering the Manosphere, a wild frontier of streamers whose behavior is reshaping the culture.
People ask me why Miami, and I tell them because if it was 120 years ago, I'd be on a horse on the way to California to dig for gold.
So I think this is one of the most depressing things I have ever watched. However, I would recommend it. I say it's essential viewing. I'm a big fan of Louis Theroux. Obviously, he's been going for quite some time now. And in this, as the title suggests, he's looking at the world of online influencers who are shaping young men's ideas about masculinity. So I'll start by saying I know a couple of young men who I would think of as pretty evolved and, intelligent. And they both said to me that they thought feminism had gone too far. And when I heard that, I just thought, women haven't even got they're not even close to getting equality still. There's so far to go. So if a lot of men are thinking that way, we've taken a giant step backwards. And this is where they're getting these ideas from, these people. So, Louis, he's meeting Harrison Sullivan, also known as H.S. Tiki Toki. He's also meeting a right-wing American called Myron Gaines, who's written a book called Why Women Deserve Less. Wow, that's good stuff, right? So, obviously, they're highly suspicious of Louis, of course, because, they think he's trying to stitch them up, basically. So, H.S. Tiki Toki. There's also Sneeko and Clavicular, who is, he's all about looks maxing, which originated in incel culture, which is short for involuntarily celibate, which is about, boosting your appearance. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with that, but some of the ideas are just horrific. So there's this one-way monogamy where the men can cheat, but the women can't. There's this idea that women are born with value, but men aren't. I mean, come on, men control virtually everything. Get real. The red pill idea, which comes from the film The Matrix, which is various ideas associated to that, including the idea that feminism is evil and they always think a secret cabal runs the world, these people, don't they? For God's sake. So horrifically depressing that so many young men are being heavily influenced by this utter bullshit. And there's one particular excerpt where I think it's a podcast or something that this guy is hosting, and he's got some young women in it, and he's just so horrifically rude to them in the way that obviously these men think about women. He says, "You fat effing bitch, get the F out of my studio, you're not attractive, you're huge." So, and yet these guys, with this, staggering lack of self-awareness, they say they love women, but they just know what's best for them. I mean, it's really, really depressing, but Louis does a great job. And, we do need to kind of try and understand what the hell's gone wrong here, because it's very, very dark, these awful ideas that these people are spreading. And really, as he explains, it's all about making money, basically. It's to draw people in and then sell them things. These sort of shock value tactics. But utterly grim, but fascinating. What did you think, Hannah?
Oh, that's what I thought. For me, brilliant, as in it's great to shine a spotlight on this because this is truly awful. And of course, we read this, don't we, in newspapers, column inches everywhere about this kind of this world, and it almost feels really quite unbelievable in a world where women have come so far, yet have still so far to go. You know, the gender pay gap, you know, the boards, the CFOs, the stats are all there for the taking. And that's just that's a reality. But this kind of level of absolute toxicity aimed at, in my opinion, minors often via social media is why I'm so anti-social media corrupting young minds. Because when you're an adult, you have a choice. You have a maturity, I suppose, and with that comes a decision that you can make yourself. When you're young, you don't have that. Now, I'm a governor of a school, of an infant school, and this is something that governors are having to know about. We're having to learn about. It's part of our safeguarding training. And the teachers, these children are 4 when they come to school. This is part of what some children are being exposed to. And I'm not going to use his name because I don't want to give a platform for it, but we all know who I'm talking about. And that is the point. This kind of disgusting, misogynistic behaviour that still seems to be accepted and tolerated, and it's wrong, and it really shines a spotlight on that and tells you how real this actually is. If you don't believe it, go and watch it. It's there. And you touched on it. You know, we love women, but I can't be around them too long. Men and women are different. What was it? Women are from Mars, men are from Venus, women are from Venus, whatever that was. We know men and women are different. We know we're wired differently. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't have equal opportunity. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. And so this really shines a spotlight. And for someone like me who has 2 daughters, it's really disturbing because it comes hot off the heels of adolescence, of course, which, you know, really, again, shine a spotlight on this kind of misogynistic behaviour, this brainwashing of young minds, thinking that girls should be put down, should be in a certain place and spoken to in a certain way, and so much worse than that. And I suppose, in a way, if you are a parent or an uncle or an auntie or whoever, and you've got young girls or teenage girls, this is worrying because you do not want. It's not a sort of a certain part of society. This is everybody exposed to it because everybody's exposed to social media, because social media is not governed by anybody, and that is the problem. And yet again, the MPs voted against it being, sanctioned in some way, because presumably the tech giants and all the money that goes with it, I don't know. There has to be a reason for it because it's despicable. How many children have to die? How many girls have to be abused? I'm on my platform. It makes me really cross. But Louis Theroux does a really good job, as always, with this and shining a spotlight on something that is so important. And for any deniers, it's there to see.